Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the What a Man podcast. I am Tina Shaw, and tonight joining me is a very, very special guest. We have the cover, the cover and runway model, Mr. Chris Andrews. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good. Hello, everyone. How are y'all? How are you doing?
I'm fine. Number one, I want to say congratulations on making the cover of
Thank
Red
you.
Print
Thank you.
magazine. And that's a dope ass picture on the cover of that magazine. And we're
Thank
gonna
you.
talk about how that picture came about. But before we get started with our conversation, just give everyone a brief introduction who Mr. Chris Andrews is.
How y'all doing? As a model, I go by Chris Andrews, but my name is Chris Williams. I'm 31 from Indianapolis, Indiana, on the west side. Um, and yeah, man, I'm happy for the opportunity that I have to be on the cover of the Red Print. First edition. Hosting a lot of talent, a lot of models here in the city and in other states, other photographers, other musicians. Me and Brian, we've been, chopping it up, working together for a long time. This entire project that he introduced me to, through that connection, he randomly let me know, like, "Hey, you're gonna be on the cover," and I said, "Bet, man, I'm all for it." So, and here we are today.
So again, congratulations on the cover. And congratulations if they're watching to everybody who made Red Print magazine. I thought it was such a dope concept when I first heard about it. So, like I said, the cover and
hmm
where did that picture come from, and why did you choose that picture?
Okay, so my inspiration kind of came from the artist Friday. A lot of people kind of say I resemble him in a way, but he had did a photo shoot kind of resembling that, and I was like, I like that. I like that energy.
Hmm.
And it was something that I wanted to do. I needed inspiration on a photo shoot just for my sake, honestly,
Hmm.
for my catalog. And then once Brian had hit me up about the cover, I said, you know what? I think I got a good set of photos for you, something that'd be cover worthy. So I did the photo shoot, shipped those photos over to him. I said, you can pick any one of these that you want for the pages or for the cover, whichever you want to do. I'm gonna rock with your decision. And
Hmm.
boom, we got the one showing the most emotion because that's what it's all about. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Definitely, he did, and that photo kind of depicts a lot of emotion and a lot of passion for this magazine for others. So I'm happy with the results of it for sure.
So he picked the picture. Was that if he hadn't have picked it and picked something else, would you have rather that one, or would you just went ahead with whatever he picked?
Well, I gave him the option of there's one with the like lights standing over me and kind of the smoke behind it, and I'm kind of just on some standing up like under the lights, kind of like mugging a little bit. But
Mhm.
it was between that one and then the one that he did with the emotion, and I think he chose the best one for the cover for sure.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that's such a wonderful picture. So tell us about yourself and how long you've been modeling and what gave you the inspiration to want to do that.
Definitely. Well, I've been modeling since college. That was like 2012, 2013. So it's kind of been 10, 11 years now when I first started modeling.
Mhm.
Being an athlete, not going to college to play a sport, I needed something to, keep me focused, keep me out of trouble per se,
Mhm.
still kind of have that confidence, still kind of have that spotlight, but not be, too conceited in a
Mhm.
way. And I turned runway modeling into my sport. I market myself. I'm not signed to any agency or anything.
Okay.
So I kind of freelance. I market myself. I just ship myself, have photo shoots, ship myself out there, do all submissions, do all the auditions. From there, I just been in fashion show, and it's kind of picked up the last, 4 to 5 years. Getting a little older, getting more mature, knowing what to look for,
Mhm.
uh, and it's just been picking up. So yeah, I love modeling. I'm a male model coach here in Indianapolis. I have a team of four other ladies with the company called Strutting with Confidence. A lot of models here in the city kind of gone through our workshops, our fashion shows, so we're excited about that.
Mhm.
Um, I just got back really from LA doing LA Fashion Week with the model experience. That was awesome. That was awesome. This
Okay.
past weekend. So there are going to be some photos and some reels coming out of that here in a couple of days of
Okay.
all the content that I created. But yeah, modeling, especially being on the runway, it's so fulfilling. Not only to show off who I am, my
Mhm.
walk, but also support other people's brands, other people's inspiration, and make it look good. Because once you put the clothes on, it's not so much about you; it's
Mhm.
about what you're wearing. But you, the person that's modeling it, you bring that out to life based on your walk, based on your look. So I love doing that for others.
So you mentioned just now that you have workshops. What is it that you teach in those workshops?
Definitely. The main thing that we teach in our Starting with Confidence workshops is one-on-one is modeling etiquette. How to show up to an audition, how to
Mhm.
create a comp card, the basic, fundamentals of modeling, your model stance, your walk, your eye contact, your head level,
Mhm.
all the way down to backstage etiquette, wearing your all black, being quiet behind set, your model bag, what all the basic model bag to bring no matter where you go, what you're doing, what show you're doing.
Mhm.
There's basics to it. And then from there, we'll teach you, certain type of spin, certain type of pivot, certain type of entering and exiting of the runway. Um, and then from there, we kind of have an annual show that we put on, showcasing what the models who've took the time to trust our expertise and help them build confidence, build their walk for other shows and for our shows. We showcase that. So um, it's a great opportunity. And shout out to the SWC team that I have, the other four ladies that are with me.
So you said a few things that I want to ask you about that's pretty
Okay.
interesting. So what's in a basic modeling bag? Because I've never heard that before. So if
Like,
someone was to pack a modeling bag, what would be in that?
yeah, basic mounted bag. You want to have like your white shoes, your black shoes, your nude
Mhm.
heels, your black heels for ladies. You want to have black and white undergarment. You make sure you want to have a belt for fellas. Make sure you have, not too much scented perfume or cologne or anything, but some lotion, deodorant. You got to have great hygiene.
Mhm.
Um, and then whatever the designer needs you to bring. Your black bottoms, maybe your denim bottoms, your jeans, but that's really the basic necessity of a model bag on top of whatever, if express, what the designer wants you to bring as well.
So when you do the workshops, I would assume it's open to both men and women.
Yes, men and
So
women for sure, even kids.
okay. So who do you feel that when you're mentoring, who's a little bit more difficult than the other, the men or the women?
Honestly, no one's difficult. No one's difficult. It kind of just really truly depends on the person if they're open minded, if they're
Oh,
open to positive and helpful um, reconstruction. I wouldn't even say criticism. Just reconstruction. We don't. No one, especially us, with starting with confidence, we don't want to change anyone's walk. We don't want to make
mhm,
them feel uncomfortable when they're walking, but we want to enhance their walk. We want to and create a confidence within themselves that when you're walking down this runway,
yes,
you have the technique, you have the practice, and then you have the confidence. And then
mhm,
from there, you put on your garment that you wear, and then it's showtime. You hit that runway all for the the 5-10 minutes that you're out there. You may do one walk, you maybe do two walks with a different look, but
yes.
all in all, the same thing happens. You're confident, you have that walk, you have that practice, and you go out there and you get a great dope photo.
I would assume that when you were coming up in this industry, that you were also mentored by someone. So when you were coming up and you were being mentored, was there anything within yourself that you kind of, until you got it down, you struggled with?
I really didn't have a mentor, like a specific person. I would say, yeah, this is who I was wanting to be after.
Okay.
I think naturally, just being an athlete, being a leader of a team, or a type of captain of a team, I've
Mhm,
already kind of instilled myself in that confidence level,
mhm,
and I just translated that to the runway. Um, and then through my ability to go to different auditions, I've been to some in Chicago and Dallas, just working with other people here in the city who put on fashion shows. I picked up on um, tricks and trades and enhancements for my own self. And
Okay.
I'm a giver, so I'm going to definitely want to spread that to somebody else who wants to learn to be a model, who wants to practice their walk, who wants to get their walk better.
Mhm.
So I feel like I'm kind of being a mentor for others more so than what I got mentored. And that's sometimes how it works. You may have not had who you needed to, but now
Mhm.
you can be that for someone else. And I
Mhm.
thoroughly enjoy that for sure.
Absolutely. So if you could go back and there was someone that said, "Hey, I want to work with you," who would that, or you had a choice to pick who you wanted to, you know, to walk in there. Now I'm not gonna say their shadow, but to kind of like,
Yeah.
get some pointers and tips from. Who would that be?
Honestly, it wouldn't be so much a person. I really haven't like studied a male model, but for sure,
Okay.
I wish I would have been able to walk for certain brands. You
Okay.
know, Virgil would have been a great person to model for some of his clothing line. There's still opportunity to like model for Nike. Do a bunch of brand endorsement deals. The door is still wide open for that. So the answer to that question is honestly still pending for sure. But hopefully that through what I'm doing, I can also be that type of role model and inspiration for some other guys that are coming up into the modeling game who are just starting out.
So did I'm asking because I don't know. I just know what I
Yeah.
see. Did Pharrell take over for Virgil, or did he start something new and kind of?
I I believe he is kind of more so remixing it a little bit. I don't know if it's a true takeover. There's probably some type of partnership going on with that. I'm not too versed in what Pharrell's doing in the mix of Virgil, but I love Pharrell's style. Like he's a guy that's stylish. I like his look. I like his sound when he was definitely making music and making beats for a lot of artists in the industry.
Mhm.
But Pharrell definitely has a influence in the fashion industry for sure.
So who are some of the labels that you've worn and walked in that, that you could that's in your portfolio?
Definitely. Well, here in Indianapolis, man, there's a lot of designer. There's a lot of streetwear. We like to wear streetwear around here.
Mhm.
Nap or Nothing. He's a designer that I've walked for. That's the top one here. Um, and there's Slum House. I just walked for him a few shows ago.
Mhm.
Man, there's so many brands to name. I modeled one of my friends' personal brands called Delore. I've worn that.
Mhm.
Oh, God, there's so many names. I wish I had wrote them down if that was going to be a question. But yeah, there's a lot of top Indianapolis designers um, here in the city that love to showcase their new arrivals, and we're here for it. So
So when these people, because you have established relationships with them, so
mhm.
when they come out with new things, do they hit you up automatically and just be like, "Hey, I want you to put my stuff on," or do you just so happen to just be like, "Hey," or hit them up and like, "You got anything?" Or how does that work?
Yeah, usually, I mean, it happens organically. It kind of based on the show that you're walking, that designer, that brand could be in that show. And if
Mhm.
they're familiar with you,
Mhm.
they're gonna go ahead and, more than likely pick you. Or if you already worn some, they might not pick you this time and let another model have an opportunity to wear their brand. So you can't really be too picky when you're just a model going to an audition. But yeah, it's just the natural connection way. When you want designers to be for the show, you just go ask them and see how that goes. Um, yeah, I love the brands here, man. We're so cool. We're so family oriented here in the model world here in
Mhm.
Indianapolis. But we're growing. We definitely want more and more brands. We're getting connected with more and more brands in other states, in Chicago and Ohio and Kentucky, doing shows like that. So there's more to come for sure.
So you said that you just was doing LA Fashion Week. Did you do New York?
I did not do New York with the TME. No, I didn't.
Have
But I heard
you
it was great.
have you ever?
I've done like a photo shoot out in New York.
Okay.
But that wasn't really for modeling. That was more personal.
Okay.
Just me doing that. But yeah, TME, the model experience, I did just have a show out in New York. I think like Gorilla was there. A few indie models was out there for
Okay.
that one. But yeah, I definitely did New York did LA this past weekend. Jeremiah was the performer. I walked for this brand. It was a shoe brand actually. His name was Gentry Humphrey. The brand was called Code by Gentry. He's kind of modeled his shoe or used to work with Jordan for some years, and from there he created his own shoe line, shoe business. It was awesome. It was an awesome experience.
So as you're navigating through the modeling industry, there's a
Mhm.
beginning, the middle part, and you elevate. So in the beginning, because we know that when we are hustling and we're trying to do what we need to do to either be seen, go viral, or whatever we calling it these days,
Right.
um, how for you as a model, what are some of the challenges you may have faced in getting yourself started?
Um, Challenges I face honestly is just really having that confidence to go and step out of your comfort zone the first few times you go to auditions or you're in a show.
Mhm,
I think that would be the most challenging part to it for someone new who doesn't already have a little bit of self confidence, someone who doesn't already know
mhm,
their walk or haven't practiced their walk, outside of any critiques or any instruction to that. So I think that would be one of the main ones. But once you get your foot in the door, once you get comfortable, once you get around the people that are in that industry, within your community, within that state,
mhm,
um, you'll start to build that confidence, and the sky's the limit. There's agencies out here that you can sign with. You can be your own agency and submit yourself constantly. Keep up a fresh photo shoots, fresh photos, fresh headshots. Submitting your work, these photos to
mhm.
companies that are looking to do shows and looking to do photo shoots. There's a lot of avenues that you can go through to market your own self that you don't have to go through an agency. But being under an agency also is beneficial because they have connections that you may not know about.
Mhm,
And that could open up other doors for you being with that agency to do top brands and to go to different states and out the country to do runway or even print, taking photo shoots for brands. So
mhm,
as long as you put the work in and you're passionate about what you're doing,
mhm.
a no is not a never. It's just not right now. Next opportunity, um, which will be a yes for you. So as long as you stick with it, the sky's the limit.
So how long it's funny that you just said that. I just had this conversation with a ton of people about um how can I put this? So my problem
Hmm.
is I have a vision and a goal for everything that I have done or I am doing. And
Right.
when I see it in front of me and it's not doing what I think it should do, it's like I don't want to do this.
Right.
Um and you just said a no doesn't mean it never will happen. It just maybe it's not your time.
Hmm.
How how do you and I'm being honest, I
Hmm.
struggle with that really bad. So how do you kind of calm the mind to be like, okay, I know I'm supposed to be doing this because I can do it and I'm good at it.
Hmm.
What makes you just be like, you know what, it's not time yet. Keep going.
Man, you gotta. It's that fire in you. It's all within yourself. Like nobody can teach you self resilience, self discipline, self discernment. Like nobody but God and yourself can teach you that. And once you kind of unlock that characteristic about your own self, that switch, if you will,
Mhm,
a rejection isn't a rejection. A no isn't a no.
mhm,
It's just not that time or that opportunity. That person just didn't need you at that moment. That don't mean they won't ever need you. You won't be able to be beneficial for whatever is to come. It's just not that time. And once you kind of are centered in that area of a no, a no doesn't seem bad anymore.
mhm,
It
mhm,
doesn't seem bad anymore. It's actually grateful. Like, okay, bet. Like, I got you on the next time. Like, no hard feelings, no love lost. I still support. I'm still with the movement. I understand. And the next time, you're probably going to get 5 yeses. You probably would have done commercial, photo shoot, runway,
Mm-hmm.
travel, got all expenses paid for because you didn't react to the no that was given to you.
Mm-hmm.
You went and you worked, you got better, you did other stuff that was telling you yes. And when you double backed, here come those yeses. Here come those open door opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So keep your foot on the gas, keep doing what you're doing, keep applying pressure.
So you also, thank you for that too.
For sure.
So you also mentioned the differences between you know, marketing yourself and being signed to an agency. You
Hmm.
said you weren't signed to an agency, so you pretty much put the work in yourself. And obviously that's something that you wanted to do. And for those who rather just do it through an agency, is there, do you feel like it's better through an agency, or it's better to basically market yourself?
I mean, it kind of really all depends on how you look at it.
Hmm.
If you're able to market yourself and still, have a price range to work deals to get paid for your work, for your modeling. Also, not being afraid to do things just for the love of being a model and being on the runway or being a model in a photo shoot.
Hmm.
Then there's that. But being with an agency, it definitely has an advantage. It's not a disadvantage unless it's bad business being done.
Right.
Um, it's an advantage. Being with an agency is an advantage. So they again have connections you may not know about and may not have. Um, they can get you more paid gigs, more paid work because of their connections and their status. So that being with the agency, something that works for you, is genuine with you, fits your vibe, fits your look.
Mhm.
If the people of that agency are of good business, then it would be an advantage for you for sure.
So is there anything that you wouldn't do as a model? Because I know like some females won't do nude, or some won't do certain types of themes or anything. Do you have a do not list?
I mean, I won't probably do much nudity, like of course my shirt off. That's cool.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it kind of all depends. I haven't been brought anything that I wouldn't do
Okay.
just yet, but I'm sure something will come about. And usually the shows or events, photo shoots that I don't get to do or I'm told no are probably the ones that I shouldn't be doing.
Oh,
So
that's a good way to look at it.
so it's all good. But yeah, I mean, I just got done doing pretty much kind of like a commercial infomercial for Country Kitchen. It's one of the top soul food places here in Indianapolis. A few years ago, their main location, I think, had like a fire, was burned down or something, and they rebuilt it. It's totally new and beautiful. Bigger space for people to eat. And I recently, private invite, was able to do kind of like a commercial, get some content for the new food, the new drinks that they have at Country Kitchen, Country with a K. Don't forget that. But
Okay.
yeah, if you go to their page, Country Kitchen on Instagram, you'll see me a few times in a few videos promoting their soul food and their drink specials that they have going on. So, I mean, again, opportunities like that. I went to Country Kitchen as a kid with my grandparents all the time. So kind of like full circle moment to be able to be a model for that soul food restaurant. Was kind of surreal a little bit, being an Indianapolis kid. So um, again, all opportunities, you just gotta pray about it. And the good ones will give you yes, and the ones that may not be for you, you'll see them next time.
Did they remember you as a kid, the Country Kitchen?
Um, no, I didn't really touch base on the details of how
Okay.
I grew up in there and ate their food after Sundays all the time on my dad's side of the family. But to me, I knew what was going on, and I thoroughly took full advantage of it.
Mhm. So in all, and well, the majority of the industries, whether it be music, acting, uh, sports, or whatever, there's always a men and women, you know, challenge. Let's just say that. Like some
Okay.
things might be a little harder for women than it is men, and vice versa. Do you feel like it's like that in the modeling industry, or is it kind of like a equal opportunity type of industry?
I mean, there's nothing too hard about walking. If you if you know how to strut, if you know how to turn that certain type of stage walk on, um, you'll be great with some coaching. I guess you know the only challenge would be what the model director or the judges of the modeling want. You know, if they want a certain height, if they want a certain look,
Mhm,
certain color. It kind of depends on that preference or that
mm,
detail oriented choosing of models.
mm,
But other than that, I mean, it's really just the only challenge is your self confidence. Once you hit that runway, being prepared for all the cameras, all the lights, all the eyes on you, but
mhm.
you as a model are showing off the garments that you're wearing, and making it look as extravagant as you possibly can on that runway.
So how supportive is, because this is another topic I like to touch on. How supportive is your family with the choice that you made to become a model?
Oh yeah, I mean, my family loves that I'm doing something outside of just going to work and going home chilling.
Mhm,
It gives me another avenue to express myself, give back, or be an image to the community. My mom, my aunt, my brother, they were there in LA with me.
oh, nice.
Doing behind the scenes photos and pictures and make sure I had everything together to hit the runway.
Mhm.
So my family definitely is proud of me. They support me 100%, and I love that.
So what is a fashion tip that you could give, like, maybe say for someone who doesn't know how to pretty much put things together? Because I used to be like that. Like
You used to be like what, not knowing how to put your outfits together?
Yes, 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 yes.
I
It
mean, everybody got their style, man. Everybody has their style. You can't really talk about somebody's style unless talking about them, trying to roast them or nothing.
no.
A good pair of shoes, good pair of pants, matching it. You don't have to be too matchy where you got all the same color on unless that's what you're going for.
That used to be my
Um,
problem. Like, and even now I kinda be like, "Should I be wear" so, like, if I had one blue, I gotta be like, "I think the
yeah,
shoes should be blue,"
yes.
but
I mean, I did that too. I did that too. But it's all about. I mean, it's just what you feel comfortable wearing, man. If somebody gonna talk about it, they gonna talk about it. But deep down inside, they might actually like it and they might actually rock it.
Mhm,
As a model, though, when you're in model mode outside of just personal preference,
mhm,
you don't care what you put on, honestly, because you know you're gonna look good in it. I've worn some stuff. I wore these one fashion show. I wore these gloves that look like Patrick, the crab off of SpongeBob, his hands. It was like, what's going on? Why am I wearing these? But I wore it though, and I made a pose with my hands, just showing off the gloves. But
mhm.
backstage in my head, I'm like, what are these? Like, what am I doing with this on? I know this looks crazy, but I'm about to go kill it looking crazy.
Mhm,
And that's kind of what you kind of have to do. You can talk your mess, before the lights come on, but you're gonna end up wearing what you got on. So my fashion tip: just wear what you want to wear. You don't have to be like dressed like anyone else. You can be inspired by what other people wear for sure. Ooh, I
mhm,
like that jacket. You can go order it. Now you looking fly because it was fly
mhm.
on them. But again, it's all you. Just be yourself.
Who are some of your favorite designers?
Ooh, designers, man. I mean, my top brand, anything Nike, I'm gonna rock. That's a brand. Designer wise, I love wearing, Alexander McQueen shoes.
Mhm,
Um, Clothes wise, really it's up for grabs for real. Whatever I decide I want to wear, it could be something from Express, something from some of these stores like God, I don't even know some of their names. They're so like foreign. But I love the Gucci's. I love the Louis Vuitton. I love those top brands, but for myself, it kind of just depends. You know, I love the local brands like Nap or Nothing, Slum
Mhm.
House, streetwear fashion. I love that. I love being comfortable but looking good at the same time. But so yeah, those are some of my top ones.
Is it a brand that no longer exists, but you wish would come back?
Lord. Um, I mean, I've been a FUBU lover. I
I
definitely been a FUBU lover.
know you was gonna say
I've been a
that.
FUBU lover. I've been a starter lover. Um,
Mhm.
man, the name belt era, that was a good era. That was a good era where we got to spray paint or airbrush the shirt and stuff like that. That was a fashion time for real. Um, yeah, when I had the Fat Albert cast on the shirt, I think that was still FUBU. But yeah, I think that FUBU was definitely my one.
Why did I know you were gonna say that? I don't even know
Oh
why I knew you were gonna say that.
my
So if it
goodness.
was an era that you don't ever want to come back again.
The plaid era where we wore the plaid shorts and the color shirt with the white tee on top, or the color shirt with the black tee on top. Forces is definitely rocking because you had either the all white, the all black, or you had the white with the colored
Mm.
trim, and you was matching with the plaid, man. Or the era where the collar shirt was up, where you wore a double collar shirt. That era, that was a crazy era too, with the double collar shirt. I don't know what was going on that era. But yeah, we can keep the plaid. That plaid shorts. we can keep that one.
Well, what about the hammer pants?
Yeah, no, hammer pants, parachute pants. I got a couple of those. I love the stack jeans, man.
Mhm,
Um, I fuck with the skinny jeans, the slim fit, like the straight. I wasn't really rocking too much with the baggy, overly droopy
mhm.
look. I liked everything kind of organized and fit. I think it was just because my body type. But yeah, no, I wasn't really rocking with the parachute boys at all. Mm-mm.
So when it comes to for men, a designer suit, or
Mm.
it doesn't necessarily have to be name brand, but what do you think is like a good style of suit for a man?
A good style. I mean, I love shopping at Express. That's one of my top places to go for suits.
Mhm,
Also Men's Warehouse. That's another place I really shop when I get my shoots. But I mean, it kind of just depends on the event. If it's just you just need a jacket and the pantsuit. If you need a three piece where you have your vest with it.
mhm,
Obviously, weddings, you're more tuxedo, things
mhm.
like that. But you definitely need to have a good black, a good blue suit in your closet for all occasions, for sure.
Do you know, do you know how to tie a tie?
I
Just
do.
answer.
I do
Okay.
know how to tie a tie.
Okay.
I do know how to tie a tie. I don't know how to tie a bow tie though, but I can tie a tie. The bow tie
I
we just gonna have to get already bow tied up.
'Cause I was asking because my dad, rest in peace to him, he
Hmm.
always wore a tie, but he never quite knew how to perfect that tie,
That
so
tie.
but
I mean, yeah, I'll have good days where I it takes me about 25 tries to get the tie how I want it, and then there'll be days where one and done, perfect on the go. But yes, I know how to tie a tie. YouTube it if you don't know. If you're a father, grandfather, even your mama, if nobody taught you, you can go to YouTube. But luckily, I had parents in my life to teach me that trait.
so generally
Mhm.
speaking, men don't wear makeup, right?
Right.
So, if you could give a tip for a man to look besides the haircut, because we all know that once y'all get your haircuts, y'all be
It's over with.
yeah.
Done deal. Pack them up, wrap them up.
What's something else that a man could do to enhance his handsome? Because you
I mean,
women
having
need makeup and hair and lashes
right,
like that. So
right,
yeah.
all the extras. I mean, really having a good, hygiene that starts off. Um, Washing your face that helps. Having a good facial routine. Definitely make sure you're getting your hair cut. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with, going to the makeup artist that's there at the show and doing a little touch up. I think I've done that once or twice for a photo shoot, but they kept it real natural.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Nothing too glam, nothing too over the top, rambunctious.
Mm-hmm.
Just something to maybe enhance, just the look. Just make your skin a little more clear. There's nothing wrong with that. I've done that before for a couple shoots, but um, I mean, yeah, just making sure you wash your face. Wash your face, get a haircut, get the boogers out your eyes, type of situation, wipe the corners of your mouth, things of that nature for sure.
So for the skin routine, I know everything is pretty much universal these days, but is there a product that you would recommend more for men?
See, I really don't have like a real name brand product to shout out when it comes to face. Just
Mhm,
natural soap and water.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
every time you shower, wake up in the morning, wash your face. Obviously the products that are in your local stores are, useful and works if you keep a routine. You obviously can't just do it one night and think your face is gonna be clear. It takes routine, it takes time to,
mhm,
work.
mhm,
But yeah, I mean, I think some of the women products work for all human being faces.
mhm,
So if there's a product that you're seeing someone else using and you saw results from them, go ahead, order it, do the routine, try it for 30 days because it takes, it's going to take a couple weeks for your face to start clearing up. So, um, yeah,
mhm.
that's the best way to, clear any face acne or bumps or discoloration that I feel like if I had, I would do that.
So as a person who wants to enter the modeling industry, whether it be male or female, what
Mhm.
are some of the things that you would tell them not to do in order for them to be successful?
Not to do. Well, don't be late to anything that you are going to audition, the actual day of the show, photo shoots. Don't be late. Be punctual. Be on time, and be prepared. Um, don't be disorganized. Um, don't be closed minded. So don't be trying to catch attitude with people that are, the director or production manager, whoever it is. Don't catch attitude when they're asking you to do something a
Mhm,
certain way.
mhm,
Um, Yeah, those would probably be my top don't do's because it looks bad on you. Because again, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So you can rub somebody the wrong way, and they might know the next person for the next show that you're trying to audition for, and they'll be like, "Nah, that person got loud with me or got an attitude with me about
mhm.
something I just simply need them to do." No, nobody want to work with nobody difficult like that. So,
And what are some of the things that you would tell them absolutely to do to be successful?
man, be on time. Be on time, man. Show up with a smile. Show up with a positive attitude. Show up ready to work, show up ready to listen, show up ready to execute, be prepared, and then let who you are show. Let that be the star. Let that catch people's attention. Don't try to overwork the room.
Mhm,
Don't try to be over the center of attention because that also could lead to I may not want you around. You're taking away from the rest of the group and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to learn and what they're trying to become. um but yeah, definitely be prepared, be on time, and be a positive aura in the room.
So before we wrap up, again, I want to say thank you
Thank
and
you.
congratulations on the cover
Thank
of
you
Big
so
Print
much.
Magazine. Shout out to Drew for featuring all of us.
Definitely.
Really feel like I owe that man my life.
Man, he is amazing, man. He is
Yeah.
amazing. I want to say thank you to you. I'm proud of you. I've definitely been following the work that you've been doing with this podcast, and it's definitely an honor to be here on this platform with you, supporting you, um, getting you one step closer to where you want to go with this avenue, this podcast, this platform for us men and the women that you do have on it to, talk about what we got going on and also for you to fulfill the desires you have. So I'm proud of you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much. That really, come on now. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
you're sentimental.
So when it's all said and done and you pretty much destiny fulfilled, and then later on your name comes up in a room, what do you want your legacy to be? Like, what do you want them to say about Chris at the end of the day?
Man, that he works hard and that he's real, and everything that he does, he put his all into. Not only does he represent himself, but he represents his family, the Lord, and he supports everyone that he comes into contact with.
Mhm.
Um, I think that would probably be my legacy. He shows up and he shows out for sure.
And I know you gave the do's and don'ts, but is there any other advice you would love to offer someone who wants to be in this industry?
Practice, practice, practice. Get in your space, get in that quiet space, get in front of a mirror and just practice your walk, practice your look, practice your facial expressions as you're walking. Um, I like to tell people, during workshops, there'll be moments when I'm like walking in Walmart or just walking, at the fair, just walking down the street, headed to my next destination. All of a sudden, I'll just turn on model mode and start hitting my strut, hitting my walk, just practicing like that. Because again, there's going to be a time where you're going to do that. There's going to be people watching you. There's going to be eyes on you, and you kind of just have to zone out, hit that tunnel vision, lock your eyes in on that point, and just kind of hit your walk for like 5-10 steps, and then snap out of it and go back to normal everyday you. But yeah, that is something that I do all the time. I just snap into my mode. I start strutting, and then I'm like, okay, that's practice for the day. So practice, practice, practice. Even when you think nobody's watching, somebody's watching you walk. And next thing ooh, I like that.
So do you have anything coming up? Any shows, any more magazines you're gonna be in, or any
Um, Honestly, this year I was really gonna let LA kind of wrap up my 2024, start preparing for 2025, getting some more submissions into other type of fashion shows that I know in other states. I really want to do more traveling. I feel like I've done a lot of shows in Indianapolis, done a lot of brands here in Indianapolis, and I want to start exposing myself to other markets, other fashion industry, and other runway model industry. So right
Mhm,
now, I think I might be done for. I know I've done some auditions. They still haven't picked those models yet for
mhm.
those shows. I think those shows might be November, December. If not, they're next year. But as of right now, I'm really just back in the lab, back on my own, being an agency. Getting my photo shoots, getting updated headshots,
Mhm.
get some more submissions and auditions submitted virtually, to see what 25 has to tell for me.
So whenever you make your way to Atlanta,
Mhm.
please let me know.
I sure will.
I
I
can
sure will.
so we can meet and support each other. Feel
Definitely.
like I said, feel like Drew has gave me like a little family.
He has. He has, man. He's been a blessing to a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
Not only am I the cover, like my cousin Whitney Danielle, she's right behind me, the next page. There's so many Indianapolis model who got an opportunity to be in this Red Print magazine. And I feel honored to be a part of that. I feel honored to have promoted them in a way they may not know, but their name has been talked about and been brought to his attention. And it's another reason why they're being promoted like this. So I'm proud of everyone. It's not just about me being on the cover. It's about every single person on every single page. I think it's like 186 pages or something like that. Every
Mhm.
word is important and it needed to be shared, and that's what he was able to do. That's his platform. We're so thankful and proud of him for opening that door for us.
Yeah, shout out to him. So, if anyone wanted to follow you, book you, or just, see any of your work, where would they have to go for that?
Yeah, you can definitely follow me, get in contact with me on Instagram, Mr. 24 himself. My name will be Chris Andrews on there, my model name. But all my information will be in my bio. But yeah, the best way to get in contact with me is definitely through Instagram, Mr. 24 himself.
And on that note, again, I'm going to say thank you, congratulations. And to everyone else, this has been a good episode of the What a Man podcast. I am Tana Shaw. This is Mr. Chris Andrews, and I will see y'all next week. Good night.
See y'all later.
Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Want to know more about Chris Andrews? Well, you can hit him up on Instagram at Mr24 himself, or you can check out his article in Red Print Magazine at www.redprintmagazine.com. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.